Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and welcome to another English lesson here on the channel. Now, I must tell you, today's lesson will be kind of quick, but I wanted to give you something that you could study over the next few days before one of my longer lessons. Of course, if you're new here on the channel, I teach my students ways that they can improve their English vocabulary, comprehension, and fluency. I primarily do that through story because I believe reading stories will help you strengthen your English speaking and communicating. But today I am going to talk to you about a subject, and it's not going to be in story form. I am simply just going to talk to you, and what I want to talk to you about is how to talk about moving in English. How to talk about moving in English. Now, I'm not really talking about like moving your hands or your arms or your head. I am actually talking about how to communicate to other people that you're moving from one place to another place. Okay. So for instance, you might say, I'm relocating. I am or I'm relocating. Relocating. So to relocate means to go from one place to another. So you might be relocating from South America to Europe. Or you may be relocating from up the street to down the street. Now, of course, when you go from country to country, that's very long distance. But if you're talking about a few blocks away or a couple of miles, that is a short distance, or you're not relocating very far. Okay, so in a sentence, you may say, I need a fresh start, so I think I'm going to relocate. Or some people say, my job is requiring me to relocate from Georgia to Arizona. Relocate. Another way you can talk about moving is by saying we're moving into a bigger house. We're moving into a bigger house. So you may have a small residence and you need to move to a larger residence, or a smaller home or apartment to a larger home or apartment. So your kids may say, finally, we're moving to a bigger house and I will have my own bedroom. Or finally, we're moving out of this neighborhood to a bigger house in a better neighborhood. Isn't that what it's about? It's about making sure that your family is safe, secure, and successful. And sometimes for a period of time, you may be in a place that you don't like. And that's life. Whether we're talking about a home or a situation, remember, it's just temporary. If you keep working hard, keep having faith, trusting God, making the right decisions, then you can move or go from a small place to a larger place. Okay? So let's go on to another way that you can talk about moving in English. You might say, we are transferring to a different school district. Transferring to a different school district. That's a way of saying I'm moving. We are moving to a different or another school district. And it could be so your child gets a better education. It could be so your child could have different opportunities. And so you would relocate or move to a better school district. Another way you can talk about moving is by saying downsizing. She's downsizing. So what if your home is too big, or your kids are grown and they've moved out and you have too much space and you may need to move to a smaller space? We call that downsizing. So my sons are grown now and they've moved out. We're not downsizing, but the thought has crossed our mind. So remember, to downsize means to go from a large place to a smaller place. Here in our country, we have restaurants like McDonald's, Burger King, and think about it like this. When you want a larger French fry, you want to supersize or upsize, go up. You want to move up. But to downsize means to go down or to decrease. Another way to talk about moving is we're going to live abroad, or we're going to be living abroad. So if you're moving out of your country to another country, that's considered living abroad. So here in the United States, if I wanted to move to North America, or no, I'm in North America. If I wanted to move to Asia, that would be living abroad. Or if I wanted to move to Russia, that would be living abroad. So moving to another country. They're moving in temporarily. They're moving in temporarily. So someone may need to come move in with you for a short time because of a life situation. Someone may have died that they were living with, and now they need to live with you. Or someone may be sick and they need to move in for a short time or temporarily. Now, as we conclude, a way to talk about moving in with someone temporarily is by saying crash. Can I crash here for the weekend? Can I move in? Can I stay here? Can I eat up all your groceries for the weekend? So to crash. So I want to stop living where I am and come live with you temporarily. Okay. So these are about 7 or 8 different ways that you can communicate or talk about moving. And remember, not just moving your body or limbs or moving an object, but actually relocating from one place to another. So that's a quick English lesson for you today to help brush up on some of your English. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching today's lesson. It is such a beautiful day where I am. I'm thinking about going outside and enjoying the weather. I would have filmed today's lesson outside, but the wind is blowing very hard. So here I am inside the studio. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. If you have, consider sharing it with a friend. And until next time, I hope you join me on my next English lesson. I hope to see you then. See you later.